Hello, my name is Dr. Chris Williams, your host on Well Again. Well Again is your online health magazine program where we look at failed protocols for retaining health and regaining health. You are welcome. Today we are looking at winning over cardiovascular diseases. Winning over cardiovascular diseases. Excuse me. The term cardiovascular diseases is a general term that encompasses diseases that have one way or the other to do with the heart. Diseases that include heart diseases, stroke, hypertension, and blood vessels diseases generally. We use the word cardiovascular to encompass them. Okay, so the diseases included here will include diseases like blood pressure, high blood pressure, arrhythmias, valvular disorders, that's disorders of the heart valves, heart failure, heart attack. It encompasses all these ones. It's important to say that it is more common in women than in men. It's more common in women than in men. And the primary pathology is that the arteries that supply the heart, one way or the other, get narrowed down and then in some cases totally blocked. Okay, the arteries that supply the heart are called coronary arteries. If one thing or the other, we are going to look at those things, narrows them down such that the blood passing through them is reduced drastically, or it blocks it completely, such that blood is cut off totally from the heart. One thing or the other, one way or the other, this is what leads to coronary heart to heart diseases, or what we call cardiovascular diseases. Okay, and so what is that thing that leads to narrowing of coronary arteries, or arteries that take blood to the heart? Number one, it may be plaques from toxins buildup, waste buildup, cholesterol buildup in the body. Okay, these plaques get deposited on the internal of the lumens of the arteries, and then little by little there's a narrowing. It can also be a blood clot, okay, a thrombus. Blood clot forms somewhere, maybe during a trauma or a surgery, and then it leaves that place and then comes and lodges in one or the other of the coronary arteries. Okay, and then it may be a spasm of the coronary arteries themselves. One thing or the other leads to a spasm of the coronary arteries, and then the heart muscles may also become infected or whatever. And so these are the things that can lead to narrowing of the coronary arteries and then lead to the manifestations of heart or cardiovascular diseases. So the list of cardiovascular diseases, like we said earlier, are hypertension, vascular diseases, arrhythmias are fluffing, overbeating of the heart. Okay, and what you and I know as palpitation, when you begin to feel it as palpitation, they are more properly called arrhythmias or fibrillations in medicine. Okay, and then heart failure. Now, so what are the things that can give rise? That can set somebody up for cardiovascular diseases? In other words, the risk factors for cardiovascular diseases. High blood pressure. When somebody develops high blood pressure, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. One of the places, high blood pressure, one of the places it affects the modes. The negative effect of high blood pressure affects the mode is the heart, and it can lead to cardiovascular diseases. It also affects a lot of other places. It can damage your brain. Excuse me. It can damage the eyes. It can damage several other. It can damage the kidneys. All right, but it can also damage the heart in a good way. By the way, by way of reminding us, normal systolic blood pressure will be 120 or less, 120 or less, 100, 110, 120. Okay, normal systolic blood pressure. By the time it is getting to between 120 and 139, the person is on borderline. By the time it's 140 and above, between 140 and 159, the person is mild hypertension. And from 160 and above, we say the person is in severe hypertension. That's for diastolic. 120 or less, systolic. 120 or less. The systolic is the one on top. You remember when we measure blood pressure, we say it's 120 over 80 or 130 over 84, something like that. That one on top is called the systolic. The normal of it is 120 or less. By the time it is between 121 to 139, the person is in borderline hypertension, especially when it's over 130. And then if it is 140 to 159, the person is in mild hypertension, and if it is in 160 and above, the person is in severe hypertension. That's for the systolic. Now for the diastolic, if it is 80 or less, it is normal. Between 80 and 89, it is it indicates pre-hypertension. Between 90 and 99 is moderate hypertension, or mild hypertension, as we call it, and then the 100 and above of diastolic is severe hypertension. All right, so we have dealt with hypertension sometime later. If you are watching on our YouTube channel, you can just type in Dr. Chris Williams on hypertension. You will see it there, or you will see it there. All right, so hypertension is one of the major risks for cardiovascular diseases. Arrhythmias also, when you begin to have arrhythmias, if the person having arrhythmias due to one thing or the other, it can lead to cardiovascular disease. Smoking can lead to cardiovascular diseases. Diabetes can lead to cardiovascular diseases. High blood cholesterol can lead to cardiovascular diseases. Somebody will now wonder, how do you know if you have high blood cholesterol? Normal cholesterol should be 200 and less. Normal cholesterol should be 200 and less. Okay, borderline, it should be 200 to 239. 200 to 239. And then high cholesterol, anywhere above 240, the person's cholesterol level is high. Okay, that's a total cholesterol. If it is 200 and less, it's normal. 200 to 239, it is borderline. And then high, 240 and above. Okay, if the HDL, that's the high density lipoprotein, what we call the good cholesterol, is it's 60 and above, it's okay. If it is less than 60, then we are concerned. Okay, but if it is the low density lipoprotein, which is the bad cholesterol, you see the high density are the good cholesterol, the low density are the bad cholesterol. Anything above 160 and above, the person has issues. Okay, and the person should watch it. Okay, so we're saying the risk for cardiovascular system, cardiovascular diseases, high blood pressure, smoking, diabetes, high blood cholesterol, obesity. Obesity can also lead to cardiovascular diseases, and then poor diets, and then lack of exercise, lack of activity, sedentary living. All right. So now, what are the warning signs? What are the things that, because these things, for instance, heart attack does not come without a sign. somebody may say they don't know, but there have been some signs one way or the other. So warning signs for cardiovascular cardiovascular diseases generally. Okay, numbness or weakness of the face. Numbness or weakness of the face. You feel numb here, or you know, as if to say there's no life in your face. It may be a sign of that there's some level of cardiovascular disease or another. So numbness or weakness of the face, or of the arms, or of the leg. Difficulty speaking. Difficulty speaking, it can also be a sign. And then severe dizziness. Severe dizziness. Dizziness, when it is dizziness, you should look at the blood pressure, you should look at the internal ears, and then if the person is not in high blood sugar or low blood sugar, the next place you want to look is the cardiovascular system. Okay, that cardiovascular diseases, also a warning sign is severe dizziness, loss of balance, can be a cause. Now, sudden loss of vision also. Loss of vision, all of a sudden you are not seeing well again. It can be a sign. And then sudden headache can also be a sign. And then brief loss of consciousness. The person just loses consciousness and then comes back, and then it looks like nothing is happening. Especially if the consciousness was not backed with, didn't come along with a seizure, epileptic fits, then it may be a sign of a warning sign of the cardiovascular diseases. When I come back, we'll continue our discussion on cardiovascular diseases, how to win over it. Please not go away. I'll be right back.
Welcome to Splendor Gardens, Moe, Ogun State. A serviced estate, fenced and gated, with paved roads and streets, 24-hour surveillance and security, and standard recreational facilities. Our strategically planned lots are for all classes of people, from the upper class to the young and upwardly mobile. Available lot sizes are 160 square meters, 220 square meters, 300 square meters, and 600 square meters. For more inquiries, please visit our website www.visgloterproperties.com or call those numbers on the screen. At Splendor Gardens, quality bingos with affordability, beauty, and serenity.
Okay, you are welcome back. It's your favorite program, and today we are looking at winning over cardiovascular diseases generally. We established that cardiovascular diseases is a term used to encompass diseases that have to do with one way or the other with the circulatory system or the heart. Diseases like stroke, diseases like valvular disorders, diseases like valvular disorders, and then diseases like hypertension, the diseases like hypertension and several other diseases, heart failure, heart attack, and all that. Now, so what are the signs and symptoms of a disease like hypertension? We'll just gloss over it. We have it in our archives. Okay, headache, dizziness, blurring of visions. Okay, the person may be having paresthesia, that is numbness. Okay, either in the hands or in the legs. Okay, chest pain. Okay, and then besides all this, I've mentioned blurring of vision, headache, and all, it can also be dizziness. Besides all this, there's not many signs or symptom of high blood pressure. That's why it is referred to as a silent killer. All right, but if you are noticing some of these, some of the things we talked about may come in very severe, and then they may be mild. There may be things that the person can be able to push away, but it is there. That's why it's important to check your blood pressure ever so often, at least maybe once in a month. Have your blood pressure checked. Okay, so what are the signs and symptoms of something like heart failure? Heart failure, the person will be feeling weak, very weak, okay? Poor color. The person will be looking dusty. You know, their color is not paleness, but they'll be looking dusty. And then the person may be having shortness of breath, and then before you know it, the legs can start swelling in a condition we refer to as edema. All right. Now, so what are the signs and symptoms of heart attack, which is the big one? Okay, intense pressure on the chest. Intense pressure on the chest. This pressure may be mild, it may be moderate, and it may be very severe depending on how bad the heart attack is. Okay, the pain or the pressure may also be there. There may also be pain alongside the pressure, and then the pain it can last for several minutes, it can last very briefly. It just depends. It's not sacrosanct, okay? And then the pain can also be mild. It can be severe also. This pain can be radiating or spreading either to the jaws area, to the arm, to the shoulder here, and all that, okay? So, it's a condition called angina. Angina is mild pain that a person with cardiovascular diseases can have somewhere at the tip of their shoulder, the left part of the tip of the shoulder, and they may wonder what's wrong with my shoulder. Meanwhile, it is a pain radiating from the heart. Okay, sweating may also be a sign and a symptom of an ongoing heart attack. Dizziness can be there, fainting can be there, feeling of anxiety. The person is in a frenzy can be there. They can have shortness of breath. They can have vomiting. They can have nausea. They can have difficulty swallowing, and then they can even begin to experience sudden ringing in the ears, and then there can be loss of speech. They can't talk. They try to talk. They can talk. So, like I said, the signs of heart attack, what we call myocardial infarction, is varying. Okay, and it can be moderate, it can be mild, and it can be severe. Okay, it's important to know that the signs of heart attack can be mistaken for signs of indigestion sometimes, but it is not so. I'll advise that if you're having any of the signs that we talked about earlier, and it is persistent, okay, or it's been there somewhere or the other, why not see a doctor, okay, especially if you're a sufferer of something like hypertension. All right, so that's that. Now, so those are different manifestations, one way or the other, of cardiovascular diseases. How do you prevent them? How do you deal with them? Okay, first and foremost, I would like that you advise that you see a doctor. It's so very important. And then if you're also managing cardiovascular diseases, you need a blood pressure machine in your house, and then you need to see a doctor. They will run an extensive comprehensive test for you. Okay, they will check your vitals. They will check, do ECG for you. They will do the blood works for you. They will check your urine. They will check your electrolyte, urea, and creatinine to check the state of your kidneys. They will check several things just to be able. You know, the reasons doctors do investigations are multiple folds. Number one, they are trying to see what could have caused this, and they are also trying to see what complications could have emanated from what that has happened. Okay, so these are the different reasons. That's why it's important you see a doctor. Let them do a comprehensive test. Some persons might even do an ECG for you a chest X-ray for you to check the size of your heart, whether it is enlarged or not. So, but while the doctors are doing their own, the things you can be doing by yourself. Number one, watch your diet. Okay, these things we are talking about now are things you should do so you do not get there, or if you're there already, the things you can do in order to reverse some of the damages. Number one, you need to change your diet. It's so very important to change your diet. Stop eating, abusing, let me put it that way, animal proteins. animal proteins like beef, chicken, turkey, eggs. Stop eating them. It's so very important. If you must eat animal protein, make do with only fish, especially the grilled fish or the dried fish. Okay, the drier, like I will put it, the better. Okay, so eat fish. Okay, stay away from pork, from beef, from chicken, and from turkey. Also, remove junk foods, foods made from flour, and all these pastas and pastries, remove it. Using of colorings and creams and all this, remove them from your food. Okay, very important. And then also remove sugar, sweet things and sugary things, remove them from your food. And stop using MSGs, monosodium glutamate, all these chemical things that we use to make food sweeter, spices, chemical spices, remove them from your food. Stay with natural foods like beans, foods from grains like millet, like guinea corn, like fonio, that is acha, okay, finger millets, all those chia seeds, and then quinoa. These are grains you should stay with, and this will help you a lot. Grains help a lot. All right, so eat grains, and then if you must eat tubers, eat cocoyam, eat potatoes, especially the Irish potato or the Swedish potato. Those are the potatoes you should eat. Reduce your consumption of potatoes, like of tubers, like yam, and then like cassava. Reduce them. Reduce consumption of cassava in any form, either in form of gari and all that. Reduce these kinds of food. Okay, so those are things to do with your food. And then also make sure you are taking alkaline water. If you do not know where to get alkaline drops from, you can order from us. Alkaline water, very, very important. Also, adding lemon to your water can help you to alkalize your water. Make sure you take about 3 liters of water daily. I was studying recently, and I came by something as a presentation that somebody made, and it made a lot of sense. I wondered why I've not taught in that line a long time ago. He was talking about low potassium, and he hinted that low potassium is one of the causes of hypertension, and at the same time it's also a cause of diabetes. Okay, so supplement your potassium, and you do that by taking alkaline drops, and then eating other foods that are made from also that supply potassium. Some other things you should also do with food is to increase your intake of the vegetables, like cucumber, cabbage, carrot, spinach, vegetable generally. Blend them, drink them. Okay, vegetables are very, very good. Lettuce, cabbage, and all that. Eat them raw. Just mingle with a lot of vegetables. Vegetables supply with a lot of potassium and several other things that you need in your body. Also increase your intake of onions. Ginger, garlic. These supply a lot of zinc, and they help you a whole very lot. So when I come back, we'll continue on the prevention and the management of cardiovascular diseases. Please do not go away. I'll be right back.
Welcome to Splendor Gardens, Mowe, Ogun State. A serviced estate, fenced and gated, with paved roads and streets, 24-hour surveillance and security, and standard recreational facilities. Our strategically planned lots are for all classes of people, from the upper class to the young and upwardly mobile. Available lot sizes are 160 square meters, 220 square meters, 300 square meters, and 600 square meters. For more inquiries, please visit our website www.visgloterproperties.com or call those numbers on the screen. At Splendor Gardens, Quality bingos with affordability, beauty, and serenity.
All right, you are welcome back. It's your favorite program, and today we are looking at winning over cardiovascular diseases. But before I go on, I would like to encourage you to visit our social media handles, Dr. Chris Williams, on YouTube and also Facebook. Okay, and when you get to the YouTube page, make sure you subscribe and then turn on the notification link and then like us by clicking on the thumbs up button. All right, also copy the links and help us share it. All right, that's very, very important you do that also. Also, the numbers scrolling on this program, send us a WhatsApp message and say, I watched the edition on cardiovascular diseases, and then we'll add it to our broadcast list so that you can get more and more videos from us. There we interact with our people. All right, okay, that's very, very important. Also, our books are available. Okay, several books that God has helped us to produce, and I'll just let you into them. This one says sickness-free fail-proof protocol for regaining and retaining health. Fail-proof protocol for regaining and retaining health. Sickness-free, very powerful book. This book has been a blessing to people from around the world. Another one, this is new, recover any disease and recover your health through nutrition. So reverse any disease and recover your health through nutrition. Myself and Mr. Ekele have brought that out. And then restore your health through detoxification. Restore your health through detoxification, also from me and Dr. or Mr. Ekele. I like the byline of this one, winning the toxic warfare. You want to know how to win the toxic warfare, you need to get that book. I spoke about this book in a recent edition of our program, Eat to Live. It's our newest, it's the newest from the stable of Well Again Medic, and it's about the super wonders of eating nutritious foods. It's written by my wife, East Williams, and it's a beautiful book. Many people are interested in ordering it from all over the world. Now, these are also new books. They are new, but not new. We've written them a long time, but we just began to release them to the public. Sex is free, enjoy it. That's written by me. Towards sexual satisfaction, also from me. And then some of our older books, Reversing Diabetes, Naturally, Make Your Food Your Medicine by Itoro Effiong Bright, Reversing Hypertension and Cardiovascular Diseases, Reversing Hypertension and Cardiovascular Diseases, and then, of course, Reversing Depression Naturally. These are very wonderful books. You want to go for them, and then you will really enjoy them. All right, so we've been talking about winning over cardiovascular diseases, and we've looked at what cardiovascular diseases are. We said cardiovascular diseases are it's a name that encompasses diseases and anomalies of the cardiovascular system and of the heart. Okay, examples include hypertension, valvular heart diseases, okay, arrhythmias, stroke is there, and then heart muscle diseases generally. Okay, these are cardiovascular diseases. So we said the major cause is there's a narrowing of the arteries that take blood to the heart. We call those arteries coronary arteries, and the narrowing effect is called atherosclerosis. So when there's a narrowing, there's a reduction of the blood reaching the heart, and before you know it, the heart begins to suffer under because of the low supply of blood to the heart muscles. Now, this gives rise to several things. It gives rise to the arrhythmias and the fibrillation. It can cause hypertension. It can cause several things. Okay, and those are things. So at the end of the day, how you tell them as the warning signs are there. Sometimes when you are feeling dizzy, okay, dizziness, unexplained dizziness, especially dizziness that's not due to low blood sugar, dizziness that's not due to high blood sugar, dizziness that's not due to infection in the air or something, then we begin to look in the area of cardiovascular diseases. Sweating also, sweating can be a sign that something is wrong with the cardiovascular system. Several other things that can point you to the fact that something is wrong with the cardiovascular system: fainting, loss of consciousness, okay. It can even be blood vision sometimes, and then it can be chest pain or pressure on the chest that can last from a few minutes to several hours, and then the pain can be spread or radiated to the tip of the shoulder, to the arm, and then sometimes to the neck and the jaw area. So those are the things we looked at. We also looked at magnesium is also a supplement that really does help with the cardiovascular system. Magnesium relaxes you generally. It also relaxes the vessels, the heart vessels, or the arteries, so that pumping of blood can be easy. Also, L-carnitine. L-carnitine is very, very useful in cardiovascular diseases. Potassium, is also very, very useful and impactful when added to the list of supplements in cardiovascular diseases, okay? And one of the ways you can get your potassium is by alkalizing your water with the alkaline drop. After this event, after this episode, you can call to find out how you can get your own. Taurine has also been found very useful. We particularly have found taurine very useful in our practice, and it has really helped a whole lot of people. I've talked about vitamin C or ascorbate, how that it can also help a whole lot. Now, the herbs that are useful are the following: elderberry, blueberry, barberry also. Elderberry, blueberry, barberry. Berries generally are also useful. Autumn berry is also very useful. Autumn berries are useful in cardiovascular diseases that have to do with the heart. Also, grape seed extract, what we call grapola. Grapola has been found to be very extremely useful in helping to support people who are dealing with cardiovascular diseases. Okay, I've talked about autumn. Cordyceps is also very good. Cordyceps is a fungal. It's a fungal family, and it's also very, 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 very useful. In all, we have this tea we call the anti-hypertensive tea. We also have the anti-inflammatory tea, and there are some other teas that are very useful also. May I say also some other herbs and roots that are useful? Turmeric is useful, ginger is useful, and garlic is has been found very useful. Also, eating a lot of onions that gives you gaginon. It's also very, very useful, actually, very extremely useful. All right, so those are the herbs and supplements that you can be using and taking. Okay, so I just wanted to take some little excerpts from the book Reversing Hypertension and Cardiovascular Diseases Naturally. By the way, if any of these books that you order, they can be sent to you anywhere you go. Okay, so it says here what to avoid and drastically reduce: cut out or cut down on alcohol intake. Cut down on alcohol intake, very important. I would say remove it completely. Alcohol is one of the things that's so very responsible for causation of diseases that in the metabolic syndrome group. Okay, cut out alcohol. Also, reduce your intake of salt. And for salt, you should be using Himalayan salt. Himalayan salt. And even with the Himalayan salt, you use it little. Himalayan salt, that's the pink salt, is good. But even with that, you need to use it very little. Also, indiscriminate use of drugs, you need to remove it from it. You need to cut out coffee. Coffee is a stimulant, green tea is a stimulant, and if it is cardiovascular diseases and hypertension, these are not useful at all. We've talked about eliminating sugar and anything sweet from your food. It's important you remove them. Also, cutting out butter and margarine. Cutting out butter and margarine is so very important. And you know, all these creams with which they used to make salads and all that, you need to remove them from it. Reduce white flour, we have said it. Okay, pizza, pastas, pastries, you need to remove them from your food. And then, of course, we talked about removing animal proteins. We talked about animal proteins. And then we said cut out on use of microwave on your food. All right, so I'll go on break and then we'll come back for the last segment of this program. Please do not go away. I'll be right back.
Welcome to Splendor Gardens, Mowe, Ogun State. A serviced estate, fenced and gated, with paved roads and streets, 24-hour surveillance and security, and standard recreational facilities. Our strategically planned lots are for all classes of people, from the upper class to the young and upwardly mobile. Available lot sizes are 160 square meters, 220 square meters, 300 square meters, and 600 square meters. For more inquiries, please visit our website www.visgloterproperties.com or call these numbers on the screen. At Splendor Gardens, quality bingos with affordability, beauty, and serenity.
All right, you are welcome back. We've been discussing winning over cardiovascular diseases, and we started by looking at what cardiovascular diseases are generally. We said it's a general name used to refer to diseases of the heart and the blood vessels related with the heart. Okay. Also, stroke is also included in this list. We said diseases like things like stroke, heart attack, heart failure, valvular disorders, arrhythmias, heart muscle diseases. These are examples of things that we group under cardiovascular diseases. Now, we looked at the causes, and we said the causes are not many. What happens is whatever leads to a narrowing or a total blockade of the coronary heart arteries. The coronary arteries, that's the arteries that supply blood to the heart and also remove blood from the heart. Whatever leads to it can eventually lead to cardiovascular diseases. We looked at the different signs and symptoms of the different ones, and then we also looked at how through food and diet and exercise you and I can reduce the occurrence of cardiovascular diseases. Okay, so I just wanted to read more from our book, Reversing Hypertension and Cardiovascular Diseases Generally. All right, I'm trying to read from the page on from the chapter on the food. Okay, so there's a protocol called the Eden Life Protocol, and it's summarized in this protocol, flush, which is called FANERMS, FANERM, FANERMS, F for flushing. Okay, so you can use the flushing the FANERMS approach to deal with any diseases any disease, including the cardiovascular diseases. F is for flushing. And what do we mean by flushing? Increase on detoxification. Increase your detoxification, okay? Do things that will help increase your pooing, for instance. Increased fiber in your food. Recently, in the last year, we have used a proprietary blend fiber that a secret that God gave us, and it has really helped a lot of people. Okay, we call it fiber cocktail, and it's so very, very useful, and so very effective. Okay, fiber cocktail. You want to make any swallows. You just add 1 or 2 tablespoons, not tablespoons, tablespoons to your food, and then you turn it and then you eat it. That way you'll be pooing very regularly. Also, how do you increase your urination? By lemonizing your water or adding alkaline drop to your water. Okay, and then taking like 3 liters of that on a daily basis. How do you increase on sweating? By exercising, by being physically active and all that. Okay, A is for atmospheric exposure. Okay, alignment with the atmosphere, the sun, getting like 20 minutes of exposure to sun on a daily basis. Okay, nutrition, we've talked so much about it. E is for exercise. R is for rest and recreation. M is for meditation and massage. And then S is for supplementation, which we have also talked about earlier. Okay, I'll advise that you get this book. It's so very good. Okay, and we have to go and reprint it and reward a couple of things. And even if you have had it before, this new edition will add 1 or 2 things to you. Okay, so some other books we have: Reversing Depression Naturally. Reversing Depression Naturally. Okay, it's there. And then Make Your Food Your Medicine. This book is a hot cake, and it has helped a whole lot of people. Reversing Diabetes Naturally. Reversing Diabetes Naturally has also helped a whole lot of people. Listen to me, you can win over diabetes. You can win over diabetes. And then there's one here, Towards Sexual Satisfaction. This is for the married. Okay, I'll advise you get it only if you are married. Okay, Towards Sexual Satisfaction, and it's very good there. We have addressed the several questions. Okay, so there's another one here, Towards Sexual Satisfaction, and this is for the married. Here we have addressed a whole lot of questions that people have about sex. Okay, okay, it's a very good book that couples should read together. Okay, there's also a follow-up to that, Sex is Sweet, Enjoy It. It's also a very good one that couples should read together. There's Living a Disease-Free Life. Living a Disease-Free Life is a very powerful book, and it's been on sale for some time. Eat to Live. Eat to Live. The Super Wonders of Eating Nutritious Foods by Ehis Williams is the latest. Ehis Williams. It is the latest on from our stable, and it's a very powerful book. Okay, Restore Your Health Through Detoxification. Restore Your Health Through Detoxification. Winning the Toxic Warfare by myself and Mr. Daniel Ekele. Reverse Any Disease and Recover Your Health Through Nutrition, also by myself and Mr. Daniel Ekele. And then there is Sickness Free. Okay, Fail-Proof Protocols of Regaining and Retaining Health. All right, I'll advise that you get any of these books. If you are interested, we can send you a whole list of or a whole catalog, and then you will get to know what titles there are, and how much they cost. We can send them to you in any part of this country. Any part of this country, you can get them. Within 5 working days, you'll be able to get them. Please do not forget, you go on our YouTube page, and then make sure when you get there, you subscribe. The address of the YouTube page is Dr. Chris Williams, Dr. Chris Williams. When you get there, if you click on the name Dr. Chris, while a video is playing, if you click on Dr. Chris, it will take you to the home page, and then you see all the videos that we have there, well over 50 of them, and you can watch anyone you want to watch. Make sure you copy the link and send to groups and individuals that you love and that you are interested in. Family platforms, send to them, and then also we have said subscribe, and then turn on the notification link so that you'll be able to be notified when we release new videos. Thank you so very much for watching. Don't forget the number that is there. You can interact with us through WhatsApp. Just send us a WhatsApp message and we'll refer back. We'll revert back to you. Okay, that's also very, very important. And then also, even if you don't have any question, just say, I watched the episode on cardiovascular diseases, and send to me. That way I will have your own number, and I will add you to our broadcast list where we interact with people on a regular basis. Thank you so much for watching. Till I come your way again. Bye-bye. God bless you. Thank you.